guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's June now and I am due for a new Shop My Stash basket. So things got a little weird this go around because I did break my wrist partway through the month of May. Not everything got used. I did have some looks planned that just didn't get done for obvious reasons. So some things didn't get used, but I used most of what's in the basket. I thought about skipping this month and not doing a Shop My Stash because I'm really not wearing a lot of makeup. This is the most makeup I've put on since my opposite hand makeup challenge video. I'll link that below if you didn't see it. I thought about not doing a basket this month because realistically I'm not going to be wearing a lot of makeup. I'm not working at all in the month of June. But I talked to a couple other people about it, and I was talking to one of my subscribers down in the comments in a couple of my other videos, and the general consensus was that I should still do one. So this go around it's going to be a little bit more of a minimal basket, and I'm not going to be able to film the choosing process because I only have one hand. So please bear with me. I know you guys really like to see the choosing portion of the Shop My Stash video, but I'm just doing my best to keep on track with the videos in my schedule, and we're doing our best, okay? Thanks for your cooperation. So I'm going to quickly go through the items that were in my basket this go around, and then I'll show you what I'm going to put in this month's basket. So we had a casualty. I was cat sitting for one of my best friends, and she's gone now back to her regular home, but she really liked being up on this desk. I have a big jewelry box right in front of the window, so she'd get up on the jewelry box and like look at all the birds in the tree and all that fun stuff. But I also had my little basket on this desk, and sometime in the time that we had her in the middle of the night, she had some fun with the basket. So the Wet n Wild palette, we lost our transition color, which is a bummer because it's the most important color in the palette. Now, all that to say, I have similar transition colors in other palettes, and I am wearing this palette on my eyes today. I did get some use out of this. I don't know now if I'm as inclined to keep this in my collection going forward without a transition color in it, but I'm going to keep it for now and we'll see. If it doesn't get used over the summer with these sort of nice peachy colors and that teal, then I will declutter it. The Smashbox Ablaze palette, I use that quite a bit. These are just really easy colors to wear. Very bronzy, very easy to blend. Pigmented, but not too pigmented. I really enjoyed that. The Laura Lee Party Animal palette, again, didn't get used. This is the second time that it's wound up in a basket and it didn't get used. It's sort of just now getting into the time of year where I would want to wear those kind of bright colors, and I don't trust my non-dominant hand to apply them, so they will stay in my collection for now, but I'm hoping as the summer goes on, maybe I'll actually use them and decide whether they're going to stay or not, because I feel like they've been on the chopping block for a while. The Smashbox, what an awkward way to try and show you something. The Smashbox Double Exposure palette has been in a couple of Shop My Stash videos, and I think I've decided that I just prefer this palette in the winter. It's predominantly like dark. The colors up top are all shimmers. The colors on the bottom are mostly mattes. And they're just a lot cooler, darker tones than I would wear for like spring and summer. So I'm going to kind of tuck this one away for a while. Now, a couple of things that didn't get used are these little Stila pots. I love these. They're just so fancy. So you have to have like a special occasion to put them on, you know, and I just didn't have one. I also had included in this basket, I don't know if I can grab them all with one hand, all of my sort of liquid glitter eyeshadows. I really enjoy these. I didn't have a chance to use every single one, but I did use quite a few of them, and I love them. Those Stila ones are just the cat's pajamas. They're so good. I did include my little MAC Gold eyeshadow that I don't know the name of it because it looks like this on the back. It's so old. I really enjoy this. Every time I use it again, I'm like, why do I stop using it? I think I'm just not as inclined to singles as I am to palettes. I just find palettes so much more user-friendly. You pick one up, usually everything you need is in that one palette. So I'm trying to get a little bit more use out of some of my singles, and when they're gone I probably won't replace them, but I do love this gold color. I wore this in that same opposite hand makeup challenge video. I also included this little Nomad single eyeshadow, which is just a beautiful bronze. Love that. And I had also put in the Ciate Glow 2 highlighter. I need to get a Z palette for this. I really, really like this. I have a couple of sort of loose single shadows like this that I'd like to get a palette for and put them all together in one home. And I had also included the Bodyography Bally Bronze eyeliner, which I didn't use for no reason. I just didn't. So I'm going to put that back in my collection and try it again at a later date when I'm having an easier time using eyeliner. And then last but not least, the lippies. I had quite a few in here sort of on the chopping block, and I did have a chance to try them all. So I mentioned in the last video that I've been sort of on the hunt within my own collection for a good coral lippy. It included the Douce Luscious Lip Stain, and this is in the color Passion Peach. It looks like this. It's really pretty. I like it better than I remembered liking this, so I am going to keep that. Really, really like that. And then in that same color family, I have the Urban Decay color Streak. It's sort of a little bit of a peachy, pinky coral color. I can't swatch it for you guys. I'm sorry, I only have one hand. But I enjoyed that as well. It's not a long-lasting formula. This is their, I think it's like their sheer or their like creamy formula, not the matte ones that I usually use. But I really like that for summer. And I really enjoyed the Bite Beauty Sangria Amuse Bouche lipstick. It's like a hot pink. Really, really like that. Again, not terribly long wearing, but really, really nice for this time of year. I do prefer a creamier formula in the warmer months. Also by Bite Beauty, I had this lip crayon in the color Glacé. I'm not sure. This is more of the Wet n Wild Casualty. I have to wipe things down, but I need help. I like this. I thought the color went on a lot darker than I thought it was going to. So with this, same as the Smashbox palette that I mentioned earlier, I'll save this for colder weather. For this time of year, I find it a little bit deep and a little bit cool toned. So the last two I have in here are liquid lipsticks, and both of these are being decluttered. This was the ColourPop. All the writing has worn off of this, which is crazy because I've only worn it twice. But this is one of their ultra matte liquid lipsticks, and it's in the color More Better. It's a beautiful sort of raspberry color. The color is beautiful. I don't care for the formula. I find it very, very dry. It's very like liquidy. It's almost like a water consistency when you're putting it on, and it dries down completely matte. I find it wears off on the inner rim of the lip almost immediately, and it's very uncomfortable to wear. And then the Stila liquid lip in Beso, I'm going to declutter this as well. I love the color. It stays on really well. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just that I have other formulas that I like better. I really love, you guys know, I talk about these all the time. The Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. If I'm going to wear a red liquid lipstick, this is the one I'm going to wear. I just find them so much more comfortable on the lips. This I just find to be very dry, and it does bleed a little bit into the lines. Because I was a smoker for so many years, I do have a lot of lines in my lips, and I'm very prone to bleeding into those lines. So anything in this color family that's going to bleed into the lines does not belong in my collection, unfortunately. So I will be passing that one along as well. Okay, I hope you guys don't mind. I know, like I said before, I know you guys really like seeing the choosing process, but it's just going to have to be this way for right now. I hope you guys don't mind, but I am going to pull from right in front of me the things that I'm going to take into the basket for the month of June. I've got my little baskets in front of me, right? So I'm just kind of pulling one at a time each basket. I'm gonna throw, I've been really enjoying this Alamar palette out of the last BoxyCharm, so I'm gonna put that in the basket for blushes because I'm really enjoying that formula and I want to play around with the colors a little bit more. I think these are going to be the perfect blushes for summer. For highlighters, I have never, okay, so I got this liquid highlighter. I bought this on Amazon eons ago. There's a hair on it. and I haven't gotten a ton of use out of it, but I have been powdering my face a little bit less lately, probably because I'm just home and I don't really need my makeup to last all day. But I thought I'd like to give this a try with, I've only ever applied it with my finger, and I'd like to give this a try with like a sponge and a brush just over foundation, just to see if I like it. So I wanted to toss that one in, as well as my e.l.f. This is in the color Persimmon? And this is like a stick cream highlight, so I want to throw that in as well because I just haven't used them in so long. And I'm really trying hard to use up, because the lid is broken off of this. I don't know if you guys have noticed there's like a trend with the things I try to use up. So I've been trying to use up the Pretty Vulgar highlight because it's broken. I'm also trying to use up this IBY Beauty highlighter. It's in the color 24 Karat Magic, and it's the Radiant Glow highlight, but it's a really pretty gold color. So I'm trying to use that one up, so I think I'll toss that in as well. And then I realized the other day, I was watching, there's a YouTuber that I like to watch sometimes, her channel's called Smoky Glow. I was watching her the other day, and she was using the, oh my gosh, she was using the Park Avenue Princess palette from Tarte. I've talked about this one a number of times. It looks like this. I haven't used this in forever. She pulled it out and I was like, oh yeah, I love that palette. So I'm gonna pull that one out and put it in the basket. I'll probably use my Butter Bronzer a lot just because I'm finding it very easy to use, very easy to blend with my wrong hand. But I would like to get some more use out of that Park Avenue Princess palette because I love that palette. It is so good and it smells like cupcakes. Now for eyeshadows, I only wanted to pull single shadows this time because I don't get a lot of use out of them, but right now I'm doing very simple eye looks because I'm doing everything with my right hand. I'm left-handed. So what I've found that I really like with that is just to take like a shimmery eyeshadow, pat it on the lid, take sort of a light to medium transition color, kind of put that in the crease, and off I go. Mascara, a little bit of, lip gloss, and I'm good to go. So that has sort of been my go-to look right now with everything that's going on. So I thought it would be a great time, as my camera refocuses on my face, I thought it would be a great time to get some use out of my single shadows, and I've got some fun ones here that I haven't used in a while. This is by the brand Ella Eden London. Everything has that eyeshadow all over it. And this is sort of a beautiful peachy color. It's called Harmony. It's this sort of peachy, it's this beautiful sort of peachy color. It goes on really, really easily with the finger. You just kind of pat it on. So I wanted to put that one in there. I believe I got that in an Ipsy bag back in the day. I also wanted to throw in this TG Quad. I've put this in a Shop My Stash in the past, but this color right here is a great sort of everyday transition color. So I thought I'd throw that in, get some use out of that. And then there's a couple other singles that I wanted to throw in here. If I wanted something cool toned, I've got the Balms Foiled Again eyeshadow in the color, it's right there, in the color Locked Up. It's just like a silver, but it has a little bit of a lilac undertone to it. So I thought I'd put that in, as well as this Lisa Frank eyeshadow that I got, again, I think in an Ipsy bag. It's kind of a bronzy gold color, and it's called Stargazing. So I'm going to toss that in, as well as that same single gold MAC eyeshadow, and again, the Nomad kind of bronzy color. And last but not least in the eyeshadows, I've got this Absolute New York Eye Artiste eyeshadow in the color Posse. It's sort of a cool toned, just trying to focus on my face, sort of a cool toned neutral metallic. So I'm going to throw that in as well. And I'm actually also going to toss in these two Essence glitter liquid shadows. I've got the colors, these are the Metal Shock eyeshadows, and I've got Stars and Stories, which goes really well with this eyeshadow that I just showed you, and this gold one is called Solar Explosion. So I'm going to toss those in as well. I don't know if I'll use those ones. Anyway, I think I could probably pat them in. So just in case I wanted to use something like that, I'm going to throw those in. As far as lippies, I'm pretty much just wearing like lip gloss or like a cream lipstick. So I just pulled a few sort of creamy, glossy options out of my collection that I haven't worn in a while. I'll certainly be reaching for the ones that are in my purse because that's easy, and I'm not going to limit myself to only what's in this basket, but I do have a few that I haven't used in a while, or I think are just going to be really easy to wear with some of the things that I've pulled for this basket. I'm going to include my Pure lipstick in Guest List. This is just like a really nice neutral nude color. I'm also going to include my Milani 43 Pretty Natural color. I'm trying to show you guys. It's so awkward. It looks like this. It's just like a sort of Your Lips But Better type color. I had included this in a previous Shop My Stash. This is the Trestique Prime and Color Lip Glaze in the color English Rose. This is really easy to wear, pretty easy to apply. I like to sort of dab it on and then blend it in with my finger. It's a really easy way to wear that, so it's a good one to include. I also have this Quo. It's called... It says a lot of words on the bottom. So this is by the brand Quo, which I can get at, which I believe is like the Shoppers Drug Mart brand of makeup. And this is in number 4, and it's the Lip Cocktail Tinted Lip Balm. So this is it's a bit of a messy formula. So the tube itself is in a little bit of a rough shape, but the color itself is really nice. It really feels on the lips like a cross between a lip balm and like a lip tint. Very comfortable to wear, very easy to apply. I haven't worn it in probably over a year. So I'm going to toss that in, and the last thing I'm going to toss in is the e.l.f. Mineral Lip Gloss in the color Night Owl. It's just like an interesting sort of mauve-y lip gloss. So Again, I haven't worn this in probably a year, so it's a great time to try out the formula again. I've always really liked the e.l.f. lip glosses. They do glosses very well for a great price. So I think that's all I'm going to put in the basket this go around. So as you can see, I've got a good little mix there of stuff. Keeping it pretty basic this month. That's very little product for a month for me anyway, but I'm definitely not creating any crazy looks these days. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the items that I chose and the items that I had the last month. And yeah, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!